If you please stand for the playing of our national anthem. Please stand for the anthem, for the singing of the national anthem. Thank you.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in there, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you. You can be seated. Thank you to Bryn Cusack, Samantha Pickle, and Sophia Stevenson for singing the national anthem. Can we give them another round of applause, please? I'd also like to recognize our band under the direction of Mr. Kasparik this afternoon, providing music before the program as well as a processional and recessional. They're here on a Sunday. Can we give them a round of applause, please? Welcome to the Monona Grove High School 2016 commencement. Parents, grandparents, family members, and friends, we appreciate you being with us today to recognize the class of 2016 graduates. We're proud of what these students have accomplished individually and collectively. They've worked hard to complete graduation requirements and earn their diplomas. They've achieved in the classroom and rounded out their education with additional experiences in music, theater, athletics, and other co-curricular activities. Students know that high school graduation is not the end of their education. Rather, commencement symbolizes a transition to the next stage of their lives. We're confident that these students are well prepared for the next part of their journey. And on behalf of the administration and teachers, I wish all the graduates the very best in their futures. At this time, I'd like to introduce the senior class officers, Hogan Vessert, Sam McCarville, Molly Gearman, and Kelly Finpoots.
In the interest of brevity, I made a promise to Dr. Bross that I would keep the speech under 25 minutes. You might want to get comfortable. Welcome, parents, family, friends, and distinguished guests. Thank you all for coming today to be a part of one of the bigger milestones of our lives. I want to start off with a quick reflection of my most fond memories with the class of 2016. They include a plethora of unsuccessful group chats, the quadratic formula, bringing back homecoming, and a handful of state championships. Now, looking out in the crowd, I see future doctors, lawyers, maybe a professional golfer or running back. I see future veterans and CEOs. Curing cancer with this class, the odds are pretty high. Whether you like it or not, we are the future, and I expect it to be a bright one. But we have a responsibility to our future selves and to the future of the world to continue to strive for excellence. The list of people to thank is a long one. In our 13 years of education, there have been countless people that have played a part in getting us here today, but not necessarily in ways you might think. Take a look at this pencil. I know it's scary, seniors, and I hope it doesn't bring back too many bad memories, but everyone in this room has used a pencil just like this one. But before we can hang up our pencils, consider this. No one person on the face of the earth will ever be able to make one themselves. As Leonard E. Reed points out in his essay, I Pencil, countless people go into making this humble pencil a reality. To begin, the basic materials of our ordinary pencil: graphite, cedar, metal, and rubber. A lot more than you would expect goes into the collection, transportation, and transformation of these materials. The cedar comes from trees in the Pacific Northwest. They are chopped down by loggers, but the loggers are not the only ones that are responsible for getting the wood to create this pencil. They are aided by countless number of people that help to create the saws, the ropes, and even the boots and flannels, which we love at MG so much. But we haven't even begun to see how complex this simple pencil is. The roads and ships that transport the materials, as well as the people who design them, are also an integral part of this pencil's creation. The mill workers, the factory workers, and the truck drivers. If you take away even one part of this complex web, this pencil no longer exists. The delicate house of cards comes tumbling down. And after all of this, the innumerable amount of people that we've talked about so far, the only thing we've made is a slat of wood. The materials that go into making the graphite, the eraser, the metal casing, and even the paint all share a similarly complex path with the cedar. They are the result of an incalculable number of people who share in the deceivingly complex process of creating the pencil. Now, I think our time at Monona Grove mirrors the story of the humble pencil. A seemingly infinite number of people have touched our lives in ways that we will never be able to fully comprehend. So thank the person next to you. It doesn't matter if you haven't spoken to them a single time throughout your education. They played an essential role in your life. The advisors and coaches of our clubs, sports, and activities that encouraged us to stay on top of our homework, they are partly responsible for getting us to where we are today. The teachers who, among other things, taught us that you cannot learn a single thing if you were sleeping in class, deserve recognition as well, and we would not be here today without them. All of the janitors who kept the school functioning deserve our undying gratitude, as we would not be in this gym today without them. The food service specialists who kept us full and healthy, although they may have gone a little bit overboard with the chicken. They also played a crucial role in this class's graduation. And to all of the parents, family members, and teammates who gave us the support needed to excel at any endeavor, we thank you for your support and encouragement, as we would not be here today without you. Lastly, thank you, class of 2016. For all of the roles you've played in my life, big and small, I could not have done it without you. Thank you for allowing me the incredible honor of being your class president for the past 4 years. It has been a privilege. Congratulations, class of 2016. It has been one wild ride. Now, my fellow class officers and I will read a poem written by our very own Kaylee Finputz.
Seventh grade came and we all had just met, and as graduates today, we will never forget the memories we've shared, the laughs we've had, the fun, the crazy, the joy, the bad.
Freshman year came and the journey began. We actually did homework, we all got our sleep, and graduation seemed so far from reach.
Sophomore year came along and all seemed the same until we witnessed the greatest game. We watched our boys win state as a team, and never will we ever forget such a scene.
All of a sudden, junior year crept along, and between the project and the testing, we all stayed strong. It wasn't always fun, but we got it done. And now here you sit, you never quit, and today's the day, you know it was worth it.
Senior year now just ending, and we find ourselves constantly sending
Words like good luck, see you soon, and goodbye, but if we could ask you one favor, just promise to try.
Try to remember, wherever life takes you, the memories you've made in silver and in blue.
So let's look back on this day and think of in glee the family and friends you have here at MG. Next, I'd like to introduce Mr. Keel. We first met Mr. Keel in 8th grade, where he was an assistant teacher. And as we graduated up to MG, so did he. Here we had the privilege of being his first official class, and today we're the first graduating class to have known him all 4 years. The past 4 years, he excelled as the JV basketball coach, and we know he will do just as amazing of a job next year as head varsity coach. Please welcome up our class-voted teacher speaker, Mr. Tyler Keel.
Thank you, Kaylee. Thank you, Dr. Bross. Thank you, family, friends. Most importantly, thank you, graduating class 2016, for giving me this honor. I was going to try to take this mic off here, but they taped it on here, so. All right, if I learned one thing from this class, it's that it is very important to document every second of your life with Snapchat. So I'm going to do that real quick. That way, yep, thank you. Now my mom can remember that for 10 seconds, so that would be great. As I tried to think about why you chose me for this honor, there was one thing that really stood out. You've taken my classes before, and you know I'm not going to stand up here and talk for very long. But choosing an environmental science teacher in today's climate was a dangerous gamble on your part. I would love to pull a Leo DiCaprio up here, but I'm afraid that somebody might pull a Kanye and come up and jump off and take the mic from me. So. It turns out your gamble paid off. I'm going to try to keep this short, but hopefully share something that's semi-inspirational to you. My message to you today is have little dreams. I'm pretty sure every parent here, their heart just stopped. I'm not saying that big dreams are bad. I'm just saying that, for one, I think it's kind of cliche, and two, I don't think it's very relatable. Maybe the next Steve Jobs is in here, but if you're like me, when I was graduating high school, I didn't have these grandiose dreams of huge career success or making lots of money. I just wanted to be happy and help other people. Let me share a couple of stories with you that I think will help drive home my point. Back in 7th grade, I had 2 dreams. One was a big dream, one was a little dream. My big dream was that I wanted to play in the NBA. Thank you for not laughing at that. I wasn't sure how that was going to go. I'm glad that you didn't laugh. All right. My little dream was that I wanted to date this cute girl named Claire Tillman. Now, never mind, I had never talked to her before because I was determined. So after French class one day, I followed her out of the room, waited till she was about to leave the door, and I said, hey, can I talk to you for a second? And she stopped and looked at me kind of awkwardly, and I said, will you go out with me? The look of shock on her face is something that will be burned into my memory for the rest of my life. Then she hesitated for a second, and she said, let me think about it. Oh, we all know what that meant. All right? Now, if my brain had been more developed and my body was not being riddled by teenage hormones, I may have let that be that. But I had a little dream, so I spent the next year pursuing Claire Tillman, getting to know her, letting her get to know me. And 1 year later, the answer to that same awkward question was the one that I had hoped for. And 14 years later today, Claire Tillman is now Claire Keel, and we've got a little guy named Julius Keel together. You see, little dreams lead to a big life. 4 years ago, I had another little dream. After a semester of student teaching at Glacial Drumlin, my little dream was that I would get hired by Monona Grove High School to be a biology teacher. That led to 4 years of great memories with this class, including, but not limited to, fun run battles, intramural basketball games, which I'm not sure I could call battles, chats about freshman prank wars with my first freshman basketball team, chats about relativity, biology, the environment, pop culture, and just life in general, and of course, my time as Justin Bieber. Furthermore, it led to positive relationships that definitely made me a better person. And given this honor you've given me today, it's made me feel very successful. My favorite quote is from a guy named Edmund Burke. He said, "No man made a greater mistake than he who did nothing because he could only do a little." You never know what life is going to come at you with. You don't know what opportunities or hardships may arise. My charge to you is this: Don't ignore your little dreams for fear of missing out on something bigger. For it is focusing on the little things in life that leads to a life well lived. I love y'all. Keep in touch. Thank you.
When my fellow class officers and I were given the task of finding a commencement speaker for today, we wanted someone who has achieved a great deal of success in their life, values hard work, and could give insight on the world ahead of us to my fellow class and I. Luckily, we found someone who embodies all of these traits. It is with great honor that I introduce to you the founder of Culver's Restaurants, Mr. Craig Culver.
Thank you, Sam. It's a real honor to be here. And by the way, choir, that was outstanding. Give them another hand. That was outstanding. I've had the opportunity to speak at graduations before, and it's always a great honor, but I usually tell this story to begin with. When I graduated from college at UW-Oshkosh, I was on a 5.5-year program there, by the way. That's right. There was no graduate degree with that. And I finally graduated in 1973, and a friend of mine who I grew up with asked me if I'd be his best man at his wedding, and it happened to be on graduation day. And in 1973, Vietnam War and all that crazy stuff going on, I thought, well, it's no big deal to put on a cap and gown and cross the stage. I'll be the best man at the wedding. Well, it was a big deal. I regret it ever since, as a matter of fact. And that guy's been married 4 times since then. That's a true story. But in 2007, I serve on the foundation board at UW-Oshkosh, and for almost 20 years. And in 2007, they gave me an honorary PhD. So you're now required to call me Dr. Culver, okay? No, that's the only way I'd ever get a PhD is if somebody gave it to me. So, but I'm proud of that, and I finally got to cross the stage. As I said, it took me a while to get through college. I was not the best student. I was a BC student at best. But as I went on through school, I did become a better student. I put more time into it, and I finally did really start to learn. But I've had some great mentors in my life, and a number of them in the business world, but 2 of them at home as well. My parents, Ruth and George Culver, were great mentors to me, not only in the business, because I grew up in business with them, but also in life as well. They taught me so many great lessons, and I love them dearly. They're not with us any longer, but 2 of the most wonderful people you would have ever wanted to meet. And like I said, I give them so much credit for what we've done at Culver's years ago and yet today. Over time, I've learned some important principles that I try my best to live by and also run my business by. 2 of those are very simple. They sound so simple. Do the right thing and set the right example. My parents, again, I go back in business with them when we had the Farm Kitchen restaurant resort in Baraboo just outside of Devil's Lake years ago. My mom was one of those people that she set the right example for everybody around. Yet, as a young person, I didn't get it back then. But later in life, as I started to grow my career in business, I thought back about what my parents did teach me. And they always did. They did the right thing. And they did set the right example for me, my brother and sister, all of our team members, and all of our guests as well. Because you know what? The guests are always watching. The team members are always watching, and I guess I was always watching my mother as well and my father. But they did set the example. And today, and all through my business career, I have tried to do that. I've tried to do the right thing. Oh, do I make mistakes? Of course I do. But I certainly try and correct those. But I as well try and set the right example for all the people around me. And I try and learn from others as well. As an owner of a business, it's my mission to always surround myself with people who are not only talented, but most importantly, people with good hearts. That's the most important thing. You know, I found over time I can teach people to do things, like in a restaurant, work the grill, the fryers, you name it, the different functions of the business. But I can't teach necessarily a good heart. I can't teach somebody to bring enthusiasm and energy and love and passion with them. That they've got to have right here. And we continue to try and do that at Culver's in our business each and every day. And I say to all of you, as you go forward, surround yourself as well with people of character, people that have good hearts, people that are just nice people. And as you go forward into school and into the workplace as well, work for companies that are like that as well, that have a culture of niceness, of love. You'll grow because of that. Over time, I've challenged myself as well. And I found that when I overcome a challenge, I've also grown as a person, as a business person, but also as a person. I remember back in 1990, I was the president of our little country club, our golf club in Sauk City and Prairie du Sac called Lake Wisconsin Country Club. I was the president. At our annual meeting, I had to get up in front of a couple hundred people and present an award to our golf pro. He had won a statewide award. Well, I got up there, and public speaking was not my forte, and it still isn't yet today. I'm nervous every time I've got to give a speech somewhere. But I got up in front of those 200 people, and I got halfway through the presentation and literally froze. Man, I had to do something. I had to do something. One of the people in the crowd afterwards said, "Craig, you got to get better than that." Well, what did I do? I signed up for a Dale Carnegie effective speaking class. And I got a little bit better over time, but I started to overcome the challenges of speaking publicly. But that's what we all have to do. When we have challenges in front of us, if we're just going to lay down and say, "I can't do it," you know what? That's losing. Don't ever give up. When you've got challenges, work at it. Work at it. And at some time, you're going to overcome that challenge. And when you do, you're not only growing as a student or as a business person, but you've also grown as a person. You have more confidence in yourself. Admit your mistakes. Learn from your mistakes. Correct your mistakes. One of the early mistakes I made when I was a young business person was I was not a great supporter of education. Seemed like legislators and educators were always changing the rules on me. You know, it was all about me. So little Billy, who's 14, can't work past 7 o'clock, can only work 12 hours a week, so on and so forth. They were always changing the rules and making it more difficult for me as a business person. So I started firing off letters to the state superintendent of schools, Bert Grover. Well, guess what? He started firing letters right back at me. And I finally figured out, man, Mr. Culver, you are wrong. The greatest education is so important. And what we have to do in our state and our nation is we've got to start spending more money on education. We can't. We can't keep eroding our educational system. Happens at the university, it's happening here in our local schools as well. We have got to support education, and we've got to change this around of what's been happening over the last number of years. Embrace change, and take risk. If you always do what you always did, guess what? You always get what you always got. If you're lucky. So take some risk in your life. My father was the risk taker. growing up. He started Little A&W in Sauk City in 1961, not knowing a thing about the food business. I'm not sure that was a smart risk, as a matter of fact, but he did it anyway, and he didn't dream he could fail. My mother, on the other hand, not a risk taker whatsoever. But the two of them together were like this. They worked so well together, and they figured it out. So if you're really passionate about something, take the risk. Take the risk. Embrace diversity. America has been criticized for years for its lack of understanding of diversity. Yet America is the most diverse nation on earth. And also one of the qualities that makes America as great as it is. And diversity is not just about color of skin. It's about accepting those that you might feel are different than yourself, accepting those of a different gender, religion, lifestyle, or those with disabilities. Diversity is one of the things that makes America great, makes America strong. And we must continue to be more accepting of diversity everywhere. Touch tables. Touching tables is a restaurant term. It's a term I love to use. Literally going around in the dining room and touching tables, seeing how everything is with our guests. Is that Butterburger good? You know, everything made right, so on and so forth. But touching tables goes much further than that. Touching tables is about touching people. Befriending somebody that doesn't have a friend. You know, in our case in the restaurant, I like to touch tables with all of our employees. We call them team members as well. When they come into work each day, touching tables with them, everything good, you know, everything good with the family, so on and so forth. But it goes outside the restaurant as well. You know, if you see somebody that needs a friend, please reach out to those people. Reach out to that person. You'll feel better about it. Compete. Give it your all. If you're passionate about something, man, do whatever it takes. In our first year in Culver's, 1984, we're coming up on 32 years. You know, that was back in Sauk City. We just about failed that first year. We came that close to failing. But we were passionate about it. My family was passionate about it. And we did whatever it took. And if that means working early in the morning to late at night, 7 days a week, well, guess what? That's what we did. Otherwise, we would have failed. So if you're passionate about something, you have a goal out there, compete. Do whatever it takes. Passion versus money. Money isn't everything, by the way. It isn't. Your passion is more important. Your happiness is more important than just plain old money. Oh, I love money. I do. But I like happiness as well, much more than money. Money is not everything. And you must make that distinction. And along with that, you know, as you go forward, or maybe you've been doing it in the past, volunteer. Find an organization that needs your help. You know, many people are asked to write a check to different charitable organizations, and that's fine. Maybe someday you'll be able to do that. But you're not really ready for that, I don't think. But what you can give is your time. You can give your time. And what you may discover in giving your time to charity is your passion in life. And that passion may become your vocation. And when you find your vocation that you're passionate about, you're never going to work another day in your life. You won't. It's pretty cool. Strive for balance. This is something that I've had difficulty with all my years in business because I love what I did so much. I love Culver's and I wanted to see it grow, but you know what? I got out of whack. I got out of balance. Culver's was my life. Don't let that happen to yourself. Find a balance between your work life, your student life, your personal life, your family life, and your spiritual life. And if you can find that balance, you're going to be a better person in all areas of your life. You are. Trust me on that one. You trust me on that one? Thank you. So, all I've got to say is congratulations, class of 2016, go forward.
Thank you, Mr. Culver. We greatly appreciate you taking the time to be with us today. Thank you very much. Parents, a couple reminders as we get into now the important part of the day and the presentation diplomas. If you'd like to take pictures, a reminder that we do have professional photography up here taking picture of every graduate. You may come forward. There's some places roped off on the side. We'd ask that just please be careful. On this side there's some cords, and just please be courteous of other audience members and make sure you're not impeding their view. At this time, would the teachers who are helping out with the flowers and helping guide the students, if they would come forward, please. Members of the Board of Education, I confirm that these students have met the graduation requirements of Monona Grove High School as set forth by board policy. I now present the graduates of the class of 2016 to receive their diplomas. Would the first row of students please stand and move to the ends of the stage? You guys ready to go? Good luck, you guys. Hogan Vesserit, Sam McCarville. Kaylee Finputz, Molly Gearman.
Maya Adams, Noah Aguilera. Victoria Alber, Isabel Allen. Emma Anderson, McKenna Anderson. Abigail Andrews, Jared Ariza. Caitlin Attaway, Gabriella Balderas. Haley Bodwin, Evan Bauer. Devin Beasley, Megan Beck. Levi Beckett, Shantae Bell. Preston Benedict, Riley Bassetti. Jordan Builder, Leah Bishel. Abby Bishop, Aaron Blakely. Brady Blang, Alejandro Burke. Mia Bowen, Lydia Bryan. Micah Buffett, Ryan Bullock. Haley Burbach, Austin Butler. Connis Campbell, Dylan Christensen. Sarah Clark, Trevor Cooper. Juan Cortez Pisco, Emma Cosby. Hadley Croak, Philip Crossan. Savannah Cruz, Sienna Cruz. Carmela Curatola, Isabel Curcio. Bryn Cusack, Caitlin Dahl. Tanner Dahlhauser, Jacob Danziger. Michael Dean, Brooke Decora. Dylan DeGroot, Andre Demers.
Dominic DeRosa, Megan DeVault. Francesca DiLoretto, Alec Dimig. Andrea Oik, Connor Fahey. Brianne Filer, Nicola Fight. Casey Finken, Ariana Falstead. McKenna Franklin, Tyler Fear. Keontae Furge, Peyton Garland. Jacob Gaussman, William Gavins. Javante Gebhart McIntyre, Allie Geiger. Leslie Goff, Raina Groff. Ross Guyette, David Haas. Alex Hahn, Cecilia Halstead. Natalie Hamacher, Chase Harden. Nicole Hart, Jenny Harvey. Isaac Haskell, Chase Hatton. Michaela Hawk, McKindy Hyman. Noah Hines, Skylar Hepler. Tristan Herber, Annika Hayworth. Ashley Hilmer, Kaylee Hinson. Jordan Houghton, Tressa Hughes Morrill. Garrett Hubricks, Devin Hunter. Caleb Hunter, Nicole Houston. Cassidy Johnson, Lillian Joyce. Cullen Jozwakowski, Dane Kiner. Jennifer Keller, Chelsea Knight. Calvin Kogis, Daniel Kogis. Nikon Kupai Abizani, Noah Kundi.
Cassidy Kunch, Sasha Labuda. Taylor Leclerc Grow, Rachel Lang. Garrett Langer, Nicholas Lady. Abigail Levine, Brianna Lang. Allie Lord, Brett Lottis. David Mans, Caitlin Marks. Paige Martin, Madeline Mason. Genesis McCarthy, Catherine McCarthy. Zane McConkey, Maxwell McDonald. Noah Meehan, Gabrielle Merrill. Madison Moser, Peyton Mueller. Wyatt Mulrow, Grant Nelson. Luke Nelson, Timeric Nelson. Sydney Newstutter, Jacob Nicolosi. Christopher O'Connell, Vanessa Ochoa. Autumn Ogden, Kelly Oren. Lakshmi Ortiz Cartanea. And Merrick Oseth. Kyle Painter, Tyler Patton. Logan Paulson, Logan Payne. Tavares Perez Berry, Sean Peters. Timothy Peterson, Wendy Pfefferkorn. Samantha Pickle, Mikos Paitis. Michael Prebush, Thomas Quierna. Lucas Quam, Anthony Reamer. Eric Redman, Riley Roysum. Megan Romanak, Haley Romwald. John Russell, Colton Ryan.
Elizabeth Sanchez, Adam Scaife. Roman Schuler, Jake Schultz. Caitlin Schultz, Sarah Schuster. Marcus Seaton, Elizabeth Shaver. Colin Simler, Brooke Slindy. Autumn Smirlinski, Morgan Snyder. William Sobel, Jared Soderholm. Jared Spalding, Sarah Stearns. Mason Steenis, Sophia Stevenson. Kelsey Stinson, Grace Storms. Tyke Sullivan, Braden Thomas. Kyle Thomas, Miles Thomas. Michael Tome, Carlos Torrado Ortega. Devin Tracy, Bridget Trinastic. Aaron True, Ryan True. Lucas Vavris, Andrew Vesserat. Nathan Weissen, Olivia Vietz. Francis Violante, Genevieve Voigt. Darren Voris, Adam Wall. Melanie Waterworth, Corey Watson. Risa Weigel-Stair, Jack Weisberg. Emma Williams, Chandra Wilson. Rachel Wilson, Anya Wolterman. Blong Jong, Torin Young. Jacob Zaber.
Parents and honored guests, I am proud to present to you the class of 2016.